All right, you guys, welcome to Team Zoom. We do these every single Sunday, same time, 9 o'clock Eastern, and it'll either be myself with some training tips and tricks, or like tonight, we'll have some special guests on, and it keeps it super fun, super fresh, and we have lots of tips every single Sunday so that you can stay plugged into your business and doing the damn thing, going up, 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 right? That's what the goal is. That's what the plan is. So these Sunday night Team Zooms, they just help you stay focused and held accountable, and we get to connect as a team, which is the best part. So if you have questions, please ask them in the chat. After this, make sure you are getting on the family call on Mark Pentecost Facebook page. It's going to be super awesome, like always, and it's just an hour after our Zoom, so it's like bam, bam, it's super fun. And then I just wanted to do a couple like housekeeping things real quick. So we have if you're on my team, Kaylee's green carpet live, well, it's my green carpet live stream, but it's at Kaylee's house. She's awesome for hosting it there. And hopefully you can make it. It's September 21st, and it's going to be like an all-day thing starting at like 10 a.m. So if you can come, please do, because it's going to be the next best thing, you know, next to going to green carpet live and in person. So get to Kaylee's house. If you need the address, it's in the event in the team page. So look out for that. But it's a green carpet viewing party. And for those of you like, what is green carpet? It's a corporate event that they have every single year, sometimes a couple times a year. And it's going to be amazing. They have like top leaders giving their trainings on panels and stuff like that. So don't miss that. We're going to be doing it like potluck style. So September 21st, it's going to be like 10 to 5. It's going to be kind of an all-day thing because that's how long the training is. And we're going to be viewing it at Kaylee's house. So make sure, yes, it's literally, Paige, a mini conference. That's what it is. It's a mini conference. So make sure if you haven't pressed going to that, make sure you do. And if you're out of state, I would say we'll Zoom you in, but I mean, you just got to get the live viewing because that's what we'll be viewing. So you're going to want to get the pay-per-view, and we can like FaceTime each other, check in with each other, maybe do a Zoom and just talk about what's happening during green carpet. I think that would be super fun. But yeah, so that's coming up on the 21st. I'm having a wrap party at my house on the 20th at 6:30, which is that Friday. So if anybody in the Grand Rapids area surrounding, or even if you're far away, you're more than welcome to come. It's going to be super fun. I've started inviting people in the Grand Rapids area that are potentials of mine. So I'm going to have a wrap party on the 20th, green carpet party at Kaylee's on the 21st, and that's all I've got for you right now. The next online party, we just had one this past Thursday. So we're going to have our next one. We're going to keep it every other week for now. And so the next one will be the 19th. So those are really fun because they're a Facebook online party, and it helps you to get your guests in there, learning about the products and business. We do all the work for you as leaders, and it's just super fun. So, okay, let's hop into this. I went to church today. Of course, I love going to church on Sundays. It's like my favorite thing ever to do. And the sermon was specifically pertaining to us, I swear, like entrepreneurs, business, anyone really, it pertained to anybody, because the whole sermon series, and that's why I have some veterans on here that aren't on our team, which is Crystal Carruthers, and then we have Kaylee on here. Kenzie will be on here soon. She's a double diamond sideline of mine. But the whole sermon series is called Strength for the Journey. So that's what you see on my notepad here. They gave us these little notebooks to keep track of, to write in during the sermon series and stuff like that. And I knew it'd be good because, hello, it's called Strength for the Journey. That's pretty self-explanatory, right? But the actual sermon today, it was the first one, and it's our new fall sermon series. So I'm like, okay, does he know that like my team is about to get into our fall push? And so we need that strength for the journey. And I was like, oh my God, he's literally laying it on my heart to like share somewhat of what I took away from church today. So whether you're a believer or not, this pertains to everybody, okay? It was just so good. So really quickly before we hop into it, I do want to let Crystal and Kaylee introduce themselves so you guys can get to know them a little bit. But my name is Kim Kane, for those of you that are new. I am a triple diamond with the company, and I've been in for almost 6 years. I started this business with a factory job, a 1-month-old baby, an eviction notice, plenty of debt, and no time, no nothing, no friends. I was brand new to Grand Rapids, and within 5 months I hit diamond, and then 2 years after that I went double and triple, which is I never thought I could do it, and I had lots of strengths in that journey of my growth. And so we're going to talk about that. But real quick, Kaylee, introduce yourself and do a little bit of what I just did. Name, rank, how long you've been in, and where you got started when you first started.
Okay, he's gonna be loud. I'm sorry. He's like super happy.
That's awesome.
So my name is Kaylee Morris. I have how long has it been? 5 years? 5
Yeah,
years?
it's been like 5 years because you started a year after me. It's crazy.
Okay.
Nuts.
For 5 years, I am a double diamond with the company. When I started, oh my gosh. When I started, I was working full time. I was in the gym at 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. every day. I was getting ready to compete in a. Can't really hear me. Kim, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interrupt me if you can't, because I have problems.
Mm-hmm.
So I was 5 a.m. in the gym, work all day, 5 p.m., come home, food prep, all of that, go to bed, start over, like literally. What the heck? Carla can't hear me either.
I think it's just because you were kind of backed up from your phone. I can hear you.
Am I breaking up, or is it just?
You're kind of breaking up, but not enough for me to be like, I can't hear you. No, I can hear everything you're saying.
Crystal, give me a thumbs up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, they said you're
Okay.
good now. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. Goodness.
Okay.
So I was doing all of those things and literally had no extra time. Like, I'm not kidding you. I had no time, you guys. No. And during those crazy times and everything, I still made sure and literally doing all of the things when I had no time and when I didn't want to do it is what allowed me to be able to be, oh my God, to be able to be a stay-at-home mom. So I know we're kind of going to talk today on this Zoom about, my God, repetition and, doing things over and over again. But literally, you guys, that's what over again when you do not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. It's broken up. It's laggy, but we can hear what you're saying. It takes a second to catch up, but yes, we heard you. Okay, good. Yay. Okay. So
Okay, wait, is that better if I do that?
Yeah.
That's better?
Oh my God, that's way better.
Okay, I turned my Wi-Fi off and then I turned it back on.
Oh, that's way better. Yeah, that's
sometimes it works if I do that. Okay,
yeah,
much better.
way
Okay.
better.
Everything
Okay.
you said.
Yes, perfect. That was
Did you
repeat
everything?
Yeah, we heard you though. We totally heard you. Like we caught everything. It was just kind of laggy.
Here's my 2-second repeat. My name's Kaylee. Been in 5 years. I'm a double diamond, and I don't make excuses. I just get shit done. Okay.
There it is. There it is. Perfect. And that came in crystal clear, and he didn't even interrupt. So yay. Yes. So perfect. All right. So Crystal, if you want to just introduce yourself, name, rank, how long you've been in for those of us who don't know you, and when you got started, what were you doing?
Hey guys, so I'm Crystal Crothers, a sideline sister. I'm under Kenzie. I am a double diamond. I came in 5 years ago, which yes, it sounds so crazy, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But I started, I wasn't interested. I was very skeptic about it all. And then my sister went to a wrap party. She showed me her results. I hit up my friend Kenzie that I went to school with. We weren't actually friends. We were more like acquaintances.
Mm-hmm.
I had her come wrap me. I bought some products. I was a loyal customer for 10 months. I didn't want anything to do with this business. I was very much like Kim. I was very busy. I got my bachelor's and my master's degree in accounting. So I had a really good job. I was studying for my CPA exam. I had my toddler at home, my husband, and I was also volunteering as a secretary and a treasurer for a nonprofit. So I was very busy. I also was very, very shy. I did not have very many friends. So I was afraid that I wouldn't know anybody to sell this to, and I didn't really like to talk to people. So I had all the excuses in the book not to join. I ended up joining, and now I was able to quit my job when I had my second child, my daughter. And now 2.5 years later, my husband was able to come home for the summer and just spend the time with us because It Works was paying for all of our bills. So it's been so worth it, even through the ups and downs.
Wow. Look at that perfect intro. Yes, thank you, Crystal. And we're going to swoop back around that same way to get the nitty gritty of what I want y'all to talk about. But thank you. You guys, their stories are incredible. And I can't wait for Kenzie to get on here. She's having trouble with her daughter. She's little. She's a toddler. She's having trouble putting her down, and her husband is sick. So she's like, I'm trying to handle this. I'm like, get it done. You're fine. We'll see you in a minute. So you guys are going to hear from her too, and she's just incredible. She's also a double diamond who has 4 kids and a busy schedule. And, you know, it's so funny when people say like, oh, you don't work. Girl, let me tell you, I'm busy every single day of the week now that my kid is in school, and I've got 2 of them. Like, I'm literally busy. I just realized Lucy has dance class at the same time that there's a rap party this Tuesday. And so I'm like, okay, got to shuffle that around. Like, and I'm going to make it to the rap party, and Joe's going to take her to dance class. You know, life is nuts, and you just have to figure out a way around it, because my business is important enough. I could easily say, hey, Heather, who's on here, I could be like, hey, Heather and Abigail, can't make it. Sorry. No, they're important to me. And so is her dance class. So we're going to make it work. Right. So you find out what works for you in this business. And some people will go, a rap party. Those are everything. They're super fun. They help out your distributors. And I love working my business. I love feeling like I've accomplished something big for the day, and that's big. So there's Kenzie. Yay, perfect timing. Okay. Do you have 2 seconds, Kenzie, since we literally just got done with Kaylee and Crystal's intro? Do you want to tell us who you are, so your name, rank, how long you've been in for those of us who don't know you, and what you were doing when you got started with the business? Here she is. Yay. Hold on. Do you want to tell us, or can't you?
You cut out for a second. What did you want me to say?
Yay. Okay, you're on though. I said it was perfect timing. Crystal and Kaylee just introduced themselves. So can you tell us your name, rank, how long you've been in, and what you were doing when you started It Works?
Sure. Sorry, you guys. I just realized what I look like right now. So, but anyways, Kenzie March, you guys, I've been in the business for 6 years as of June. Absolutely crazy. What I was doing when I first got started, life was crazy, guys. I was working second shift full time. I was a full-time student. I was taking online classes, in-person classes. I had 2 little boys. They were 3 and 1. We were, husband, all that deal. So life was insane. And is that about it, or did you want me to go into bigger detail?
No, just introduction. Nope, that was perfect, because we're gonna swoop back around and get some good nitty gritty stuff in just a minute. So that was perfect. So for those who don't know, Kenzie's actually my best friend also. So I love doing these kinds of things with Sidelines, because y'all get a fresh perspective on other people that are doing this business too. And that's the best part. So, all right, let's hop into it. Take notes if you want to. I know I did today at church, and it's really not like me. I usually am the person who sits in the pews the chairs, and listens and absorbs it and leaves feeling like I'm closer to God. And that's good enough for me. But today I was like, I'm going to take notes. This is so good. So having strength for your journey. Okay. He was talking about how important it is that you realize that every single journey you go on, whether it's hard or good or fast or slow, it's a journey that God put in place on purpose. He doesn't make mistakes. So going on a journey might feel like, holy crap, this is going wrong. This isn't going the way I wanted to. And you're not having control, and you're failing miserably. And it can pertain to your marriage, relationships, raising your kids, environment in the workplace. It could be that new job that you just got, a promotion, but it can also be for us entrepreneurs. Some of us get in, and we've been in for 2 weeks, and we're like, this isn't working. Okay, you haven't even given it a shot. In 2 weeks' time, you have not even given it a shot. And half the time, those of you saying that it's not working, you're actually not even trying the things that it takes to be successful. So when Kim Kane says, hey, get on the phone with distributors, and you haven't done that, and you're like, I'm not signing distributors, maybe you should Get out of your comfort zone. Get on the phone with them. Maybe that'll work. Maybe voice messages are working perfect for you. Whatever it might be, be willing to do more and to do the things that you know have worked for other people. So the journeys, I'm going to read some of these, so it's going to sound like I'm reading because I am. The journeys we get to go on, we don't always get to choose, all right? So for my journey to triple, I did not choose some of the things I had to go through, but I knew that the end result would be so worth it, and I would pray over it. I knew this is what I should be doing. I still know this is what I should be doing, or I wouldn't be doing it. So many journeys are challenging. I think it's amazing. Hold on, let me read some of my notes. I'm not alone. You're not alone. If everything needs to be, this was good. So if everything needs to be new and exciting all the time, you'll miss out on your biggest impact. Keep going. Okay, so he made the example, and I want you to think about that. Like, I have just now started making my biggest impact in this business. Do you understand what I'm saying when I say that? Like, people on my team are starting to see what this can do for their families. They're starting to see that monthly income. I have people on my social medias who are just now getting an impact from me just living my positive lifestyle, or impacting them in a way that says, wow, Kim, I love seeing her. Just in the company in general, I'm starting to see how my impact really is paying off. And it didn't happen overnight. So he made the example of the volunteers that help out with the youth groups, and how there was 180 people that came to this youth group meeting. And my pastor asked the leader, he said, how many of those 180, what percentage of those 180 are new, brand new, this is their first time volunteering? He said maybe 25%. He goes, so 75% has been here a year or more. And he said, yep. And 75% of those people had been there a year or more volunteering, doing the same thing, repetition. And he said to the volunteers, the guy, he goes, so when do you think you started seeing your biggest impact? And they said, maybe after 2 years, maybe after 3 years. I'm so glad I stayed the course, because I'm starting to see these teenagers, and I'm starting to see it pan out, and I'm starting to see everything come to fruition. And so my pastor was just talking about repetition and how important it is to keep repeating the things that you're doing that are working over and over again, and not just giving up so quick, and really starting to see your, what did he say? Really starting to see your impact. And so to get good at something, you need to keep doing it and be patient. And so I want to hear from our veterans who have been in a while, which are Kaylee, Kenzie, and Crystal, because they've been in for, you heard, 5+ years. And we did not always have a beautiful journey. It was not always easy. It was not always, we were given things. Nothing like that. I can't tell you how many times, even to this day, this year, that Kaylee's texted me without any $10 kits, $20 kits. They were just regular old, beautiful $99 business builder kits. And she would text me, oh my God, I filled out my steps to success twice this month. And I'm like, yes. And we still celebrate that because it's still a happy dance. And even though she's been in for 5 years, like, she's still doing that. She's still showing up for her business. And that's because of repetition, doing all of the right things. So I wanted to hear from them because they've been in a long time. They've seen it. They've seen the things. So Kaylee, could you give us a couple of tips, I guess, on just what you've done throughout your business, repeating? I mean, obviously we've all failed forward. We've fallen flat on our face. We've picked back up and learned about it. Why have you kept going? And just give us like some of your tips on repetition and stay in the course. Hopefully.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so he's gonna be like screaming happy, just so you know. This whole time. So he's a very happy baby, you guys. Even though he does not sleep, he's very happy at least.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I could take this like a million different ways, but I'm literally gonna make this so simple, you guys. So repetition in this company is literally like the only thing you have to do, if that makes sense. Literally, like you have to do like the same thing literally over and over and over again. And if you are complicating it and not doing the same thing or if you're not doing the same thing over and over and over again, then you are literally complicating your business, like, for no reason. So throughout my business, even in the days or the weeks that I don't feel like working my business because, you know, depression is a real thing, you know, it's at an all-time high, or I'm selling a house and buying a house, or I'm having a child, or, whatever it may be, the things that I always make sure that I do or that I've done this entire time is to be growing my network no matter what and being consistent on social media. So as long as you are consistent with your business and you're consistent doing, the income producing things, then you're going to continue to see the success. You're going to continue to feel like you want to work your business, things like that. If you find that, or if you start to like pull away from those things that you should literally be doing like every single day, you're going to see and feel that your love for this business is going to like dwindle. So even if on the days like that you don't want to work, pick those, 3 things or those 2 things that you are very consistent with, and make sure you're always consistent with those throughout literally from the day you join until you die, literally, because let's just be real. We should all be in this for life, right? We're all lifers. But yeah, so like literally from the very beginning of time, from the day I joined until today so far, I have always grew my network every single day, no matter how that is, one way or another, grew my network. And I've always been like consistent and posted on Facebook. Now, what's amazing now is that we can use our stories, right? So it makes it even easier for us. So if on those days where you're down in the dumps, where you're just insanely busy because kids, life, everything, you can post your story on Instagram, and it's going to do Instagram and Facebook at the same time. So, but yeah, so repetition can mean different things to different people. One other thing I will say too is not every single day, but personal development. So I never did personal development for the first few years that I was in this business. And then I realized how important it really was. So I'm getting better at it, but personal development is something that I make sure I'm constantly doing too. And I will say that the more times you do things, the easier it gets. So when I first joined, I felt like growing my network or posting on Facebook consistently was hard. But the more you do it and the more you repeat it, the more it just comes natural. So you may say like, well, I'm not getting any yeses from my messaging, or I'm not getting any likes on my post, or whatever it may be. The more times you do it, the more it's going to be seen. The more times you do it, the better your posts are going to be. The more times you message, the better your messages, then your wording is going to be. The more times you try to grow your network on social media, the better you're going to be at, finding those good people, or that good group that you should be adding, not like the negative Nancy baby mama drama type people, So yeah, I mean, let's see, what else? Really, I mean, to be honest, none of us really even need to talk a ton about repetition, because we all know what repetition means. And it means to continuously do the same thing over and over again, right? And we know when we do the same thing over and over again, we always get better at it, literally no matter what it is. It can be from riding your bike, right? The more you do it, the better you get. It can be from drawing. The more you draw, the better the better you draw. So just know that the more times you do things in this business, the better you're going to get at it. The more times you talk to people about becoming loyal customers, the better you're going to be at signing the deals. The more times you ask people if they've ever thought about joining this business, the better your words are going to be, and the better you are going to be at signing distributors, So I hope some of that makes sense to you guys. Oh my gosh. But that's just kind of like what was from my heart, and the things that I do, and the tips that I can give. None of us have like that secret, that secret thing, or that secret tip to being successful. It's literally just repetition, you guys. Someone that has signed four distributors this month, and you've signed none, has just asked more times than you have.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that's gotten, or that's promoted to Ruby, has just stayed up a little later than you have, or have just messaged more people than you have. You know, that's literally what this business is. So if you look at someone and you're like, why are they signing customers and I'm not? They've messaged a few, you know, they've messaged more people, or they've tried a little bit harder, or, you know, whatever. So not that you should be comparing yourself to others, but again, I hope that makes sense. Is there anything else you wanted me to say, Kim?
No, that was good. That was really good. For it just coming from the heart, yeah, that was super good. And like she said, you know, repetition, like the more that you talk to people, this also goes for that too. The more that you talk to people about the business, the more confident that you will become, and therefore it will be that much easier. Now I can get on the phone and I'm like, let's do this. So yeah, repetition pays off. That's the point. Repetition pays off. You just have to be willing to stay the course for as long as until you hit your goal. I don't care when that is, but as long as you hit your goal. So thank you, Kaylee. That was so good. And if you guys have questions, post them in the chat. But it doesn't have to be new to be good. And I love, because now we're talking about strength in your journey. And so it doesn't have to be new to be good. So many people get bored with something and they move on to the next best thing, right? And what I love is that we don't need to find these new and exciting things. We just need to stay the course and find those new and exciting things on the edges of that journey that we're traveling on. So, example, we're on a journey to Presidential Diamond. I don't need to look for new and exciting things outside of it works because, oh my gosh, what I'm doing isn't working. No, I just need to find new ways of working this business. And so what I love is that I joined in 2013. So much has changed between then and now. I mean, that's 6 years. So much has changed. So the little fun, exciting things on the very edges of my journey are being able to add to my story, being able to make a really authentic, great post, and knowing that that's attraction marketing. I've changed little things, and they've been new and exciting because they're new and exciting, but they're on the edges of the journey that I'm already on. I'm not like getting off course and saying, well, I give that up. I'm going to go try something different. This is meant to be, I'm meant to be right here. So the last thing I'll say before we talk to Crystal is this was my favorite part. Instead of looking for new tasks, ask God for strength in the tasks you've already been given. Ask for strength in the old. So like instead of thinking, okay, I just need to go and do something else, instead ask him for strength in the journey that you're already on. That's it. So like adoption or foster care, so many people get off course and they're like, I'm just going to quit. I'm not going to ask people to, maybe I don't want to do this. Maybe I don't want to adopt or foster. Instead, ask Jesus Christ, ask God for strength in what you're already doing. Instead, like parenting, every day we wake up and man, kids are hard. Okay. So instead of dropping them off at a daycare center or a fire station, ask for strength in doing what you're already doing. Ask for strength. And he will provide it. And I love that. I'm like, dude, yes, more than half of us just need to be willing to reach out and say, okay, I need strength in what I'm going through right now. Like, that's all. I want to continue what I'm doing, but I need strength. So give me that. And he will. And that's what's crazy. I mean, Presidential is not easy. It has been a valley of mountains and dark caves, and it's been crazy, and I've lost a lot of people on the way because it's been a few years since I've promoted to triple, and so it's been kind of some ups and downs and hills and valleys and highs and lows, but I'm just proceeding continuously to ask God for strength in the journey that I'm already on, that he has given me a long time ago, because I know that he will. And you just have to have faith and you have to lean on that. So okay, Crystal, so you can give us, this is like open as hell. We didn't plan this, y'all, not really. So Crystal, if you want to add anything to that, or if you want to just talk about how you've done this for 5 years and you've repeated and you've repeated and you've repeated and you've done the things that most people do and you've seen success with it and why that's so important. You can talk about whatever you want. You can talk about your whole journey. I don't care. So you go, girl. If you need help, I know that was completely random. If you need help, tell me.
Okay, so it's kind of hard to follow what Kaylee said because she said so much that is so
that's
important,
okay.
guys.
Repetition. That's okay. Repeat. Yay.
Yeah. So definitely one thing that I have done repeatedly, and I think this has been such a huge factor in my success, which Kaylee did mention it, but this is like my probably number one, is being plugged in. and getting on calls like this, making it a priority to get on calls, because if I don't make it a priority, then I'm not going to get on it, and then I'm going to not be motivated, and then I'm going to forget to watch the replay. So making it a priority to always try to hop on calls when they are live, especially team calls and stuff like that. I want to be showing up for my team so that they are showing up too. And even going to events and stuff. I know we haven't had as many lately, but making it a priority to get to events, even if it's an hour or two away, like just that fire and that motivation is huge. And like Kaylee was saying, like if you just like stop working for a while, you're gonna like lose that love of the business. That's why you need to be plugging in like constantly and getting that fire, getting that motivation, and learning new things to put into your business to try, because you know times are always changing. It's been 5 years. You know, we all started with wrap parties, and now we're mostly social media. But lately, I just got on that wrap, that sip and sample Zoom that Amber did with some older ladies that still do sip and samples, and it just fired me right up to get to doing parties again. Like, I am stoked. I want to start having like a team party, and I also want to start having other people host parties. I have 2 vendor events that are booked for next month and the month after that I'm really excited, because I used to do those things and it brought more fun versus just being behind my phone at home. And I want to show that to my team too, because my team has been mostly just social media, because that's how I've been. So I want them to see that really fun part of it too. So definitely making a priority to be plugged in and learning more and learning from different leaders. I'm always getting on YouTube. I'm subscribed to so many top leaders. So once they upload a video, it sends off a notification, and I try to click it and hop right on no matter what I'm doing usually, whether I'm getting ready or watching my daughter or whatever. I always try to get on and listen. And if I can't, then I'll just save it and do it while I'm, you know, doing laundry or cleaning or whatever. So definitely being plugged in is huge, 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 huge. And then same as Kaylee, like just being consistent with posting on your social media. Like I have never, ever, that I recall, I'm pretty sure I've never, ever like gone a week without posting about this business or the products. Just because I don't know why, but I've never thought about giving up. Like that's never been an option for me, because I love what I do. You know, like we get to talk to people and help them with their health, help them with making extra money. Like, why would I ever stop doing that? I love to help people, and I used to be afraid to talk to people, and now I love it. Like, I love sharing the passion because I've used the products, I've been in the business, I've had success with both, and I just want to help as many other people as I can. And you can learn how to fit it into your time too, to where you're not so overwhelmed with, you know, maybe you're spending too much time on your phone and not as much time with your kids or your spouse. Like, you have to learn how to balance that. You have to learn how to put your phone away so you don't get overwhelmed, and so you still enjoy it and you don't get so overwhelmed and start yelling at your kids because you're trying to talk to people. You know, you have to figure out that balance too with life and the business, so that you can enjoy it. Because if you keep enjoying it, then you're going to keep wanting to do it. And the consistency, we've had our ups and downs in the past 5 years. You know, we've hit ranks, we've lost ranks, we've got them back. You know, we've had, you know, people quit that were doing awesome, and they stopped plugging in, and then they lost the fire. They lost that passion for the business. So I just really encourage you guys to just keep staying plugged in, and just keep building new people on your team. Keep talking to new people about this business, and being plugged in is great too, because in order to be successful, you have to believe in 3 things. You have to believe in yourself, you have to believe in the products, and that's by using the products, and you have to believe in the business. And in order to believe in the business, you have to plug into the calls, you have to plug into the corporate calls. In order to believe in the products, you have to use the products, and you have to use them consistently, repetitively. And in order to believe in yourself, you have to, you know, hop on these calls and, you know, listen to other top leaders that are going through the same thing that you have. They've all had ups and downs too. So when I get on these calls, I'm like, oh, it's not just me. Like, they have their ups and downs too, and they're still successful. Why are they still successful? Because they never gave up. They never let giving up be an option for them, and they kept learning and growing and doing different things. And then what else? I think that's pretty much it. Just, you know, being repetitive with you know, taking the daily action, even if it's just one thing a day, you guys. We pretty much do like 6 things a day on social media, but even if you're doing one thing a day and you know, being really consistent with it, making a habit of it, if you do it for so long, it just becomes a habit and you love it. And then obviously being consistent with follow-up, because we all know that follow-up is like a huge key for success. So being consistent with following up with people, like I'm signing distributors and customers that I've been talking to for years now. Like it's crazy. So I think that's pretty much it, unless you have anything else you want to ask.
No, that was like so good. And that was a good, like at the very end. And when you're repetitive in what you're doing, and I know we're using that word a lot, but that's kind of because that's the theme of this Zoom. But when you're repetitive on social media, when I'm saying that, I mean like your stories and your posts, you will be signing people who you've been talking to for years. Like she said, I just had someone in my inbox the other day. I'm still trying to get her to officially give me your information, but she came to me and was like, all right, that's it. I'm done. I'm ready. I've been watching you for the whole 6 years. And I'm like, okay, let's go then. So they're seeing you repeating in a fun, personal, exciting way that you're still doing this. And, oh, I just saw in the chat. Yes, she'll have to type those out, Jenna. Perfect. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. So yeah, that was so good, Crystal. Thank you so much. That was so good. And Kaylee didn't talk about plugging in. So that was, and I'm sure that that's a part of something she would totally talk about. But yeah, plugging in, doing your personal development. And what I love too is Kaylee said for the first few years she wasn't doing personal development. Y'all, not the first few weeks. She did not, you know what I mean? Like everyone in this business is still learning how to be successful. Everyone, me, everyone. And they're constantly changing the way we do business. So we are all having to, okay, like when we go to conference, this past conference, I mean, it was totally different because they were training us on like strictly social media. Like, you guys, you're never too good to learn. When you think you don't need an event, when you think you don't need to plug in, you probably do the most because you're too big-headed. Like, you think you got it down and you don't. And that's why I love conference. That's why I love green carpets. That's why I love getting with top leaders, because they teach you what they're doing and what's working. And at conference, I mean, all they talked about, I remember Pam Souter, for those of you who don't know, Pam Souter is the queen of It Works. She founded this company with Mark Pentecost. Like, she is the top, she's like the distributor, right? She's the queen of It Works. And I remember a couple years ago, she was like, you could tell she was like over social media. She's like, oh my God, shut up about social media. Like, you guys stop. Now she's like, all right, let's talk about social media. Because she just knows that, like, okay, that's the way of the world. It's what's working. We got to get on board with this. I have to hop on the train. And now she's like social media queen. She like posts the most beautiful pictures with the most beautiful posts. Like, you have to follow what's working. And so I love that these trainings, you know, speaking of plugging in, they help you with that. They literally tell you how to work your business the best that you can with the new and improved. Every single year that goes by, something else changes. Like adding stories. You know, I was like, I will never use the stories. I will never do stories. Now I'm addicted to it. Like, I can't imagine not adding to my story every single day. It looks good, and it's a different reason for people to follow you on a more personal level. You know, people love reality. So that's as reality as it gets. Like, you see my crazy face and no haircut every single day on my story, like every single day. So what I love too, and then we're gonna hear from Kenzie, is a season of confusion leads to a season of clarity. Whoa. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, there's such power in that whole sentence. A season of confusion leads to clarity. That's pretty cool. Like, if you really think about it, you know, it's pretty cool. And it's possible to be on a good journey and have miserable days along the way. He's always blessing. It's so, nothing is going to come easy. Nothing, literally nothing. Weight loss, putting on your makeup, eating the right foods and not eating shitty food, finding new friendships, going to a new group, going to, putting your kid in school. Like, it's possible to have a good journey and have miserable days along the way. He's always blessing. You're always learning along the way. You're always developing into a better version of yourself. Sometimes what feels like it's hard is actually God saying, I'm just making you stronger. Like, it might feel hard, but really I'm just equipping you with the right battlefield. Like, I'm equipping you with the right gear for what you're about to venture through. So it might seem hard, but really he's just getting you prepared for what's about to come. And that's all. It might seem so hard, but it's literally God strengthening you. And I believe that. So it's possible to be on a good journey and have miserable days. Nothing's ever going to be perfect, and not everything is going to go right. And you're going to learn. And I think the best part of failing forward is being able to tell your team that you've done it and how to get back up. So failing is not a bad thing. Doing the wrong things, saying the wrong things, that's not a bad thing. I get to tell my team, like, oh yeah, I've done that. You shouldn't do that. You should do it this way instead, because no, nobody wants to see you accidentally call them the wrong name because you're copying and pasting. Oops, done it. Okay, so Kenzie, can you talk about just whatever you were talking about on Voxer? That was so good. Or just whatever you want. You've been in longer than me. So if you want to talk about anything you want, repetition.
Okay, so I don't remember exactly what I was saying on Voxer, but guys, I did grab a note card and like started jotting down like random ideas while you guys were talking and stuff like that. And one thing I will say like about the whole personal development thing is I have it playing in the background like constantly all the time. And sometimes I hear something, you know how you hear something, you're like, oh my gosh, I got to write that down. Okay, so I grabbed a note card off of my dresser right here, and I forgot I had little notes on it from a video that I watched. My guess would be with Ashley Mayfield, and it says, randomly, I picked up this card right now to write on for the notes for this Zoom, and it says, be aggressively patient. What? Like, how perfect was that, right? Like, how perfect was that little saying to have from one of her Zooms for tonight, being aggressively patient. And I love how she talks about that. But anyway, so I wanted to say that. And like kind of like how Kim was saying about, like learning new things and like Facebook and the features and stuff like that changing or whatever. Like, you guys, like, they are all constantly trying to help us keep up with like trends and like all this stuff with social media, right? All this like the extra features, right? But at the end of the day, you guys, the basics of this business stay the same, right? The basics of the business stay the same. We enroll customers, we enroll distributors, we grow our network, right? We tell our story, we share our story, we share our results. All the other stuff that we need to seek, I guess the only things that we need to seek differently other than those things is just new ways to do those exact same things. So that's when it's like, okay, stories came out. That's a new way to do it, right? Like, okay, now the reaction buttons come out. So that's a new way to interact with people. Let's make sure we're doing that, like right? So those are like the new fun things that we just need to seek out. Other than that, the basics stay the same. And repeating those basics, right? Our steps to success, stuff like that, is always going to build our business. Like, it's always going to do it. And then I thought, like, I wrote these little like bullet point notes. So like what I'm saying is probably not going to like flow together. I'm just going to like shoot them at you like randomly. So take it with what you will. I was thinking about it. I'm like, dude, it's like building a brick wall, right? You're building a foundation, right? And you're building a brick wall. And I don't do construction, so bear with me here. Like, they obviously lay a brick, and then you have to like lay like cement or some shit, like whatever it is that holds the brick together, right? So they have to lay that, and before they lay another brick, right? And then each brick one at a time, right? But you can't automatically like stack 800 bricks right on top of each other and then build a roof over it immediately, right? No, like, it takes time for those bricks to be laid. It takes time for the cement or whatever in between each brick to harden and to build solid, right? And I view that as like our personal growth, our growth within our business, us getting better, our team getting better, everything becoming rock solid before we get all the way to the top, right? Which technically there's not really a top in our company or in our business. There's no roof here, which is amazing. But like, that just means that we have the strongest foundation in the freaking industry, probably. I just thought of that just now. So, but yeah, I just thought of that when, we were talking about all that. Okay, you guys have like a delay. All of your guys' like faces have a delay when I'm talking, so I'm like laughing after the fact. But anyway, so what else did I have here? Oh, and if you think about it, like, if somebody, I don't remember who said it on what Zoom, when they said it or whatever, but like when you are, if you think about it, if you built this business for 5 years, if you worked this business solidly, you know, did all the necessary things every single day for 5 years, regardless of what instant gratification you got from it. Okay. Sorry, I had an alarm go off. Whatever, get rid of, like, take out the need for instant gratification. We do have things available for us with this business, with our company, to get instant gratification, right? Our results, our customers' results, fast start bonuses, wrap cash, right? Obviously, but the bigger things, the bigger bonuses, the bigger quality leaders, the bigger quality higher paychecks take time, right? So what if you worked this business for 5 years and you only got one amazing leader every single year? One leader like Kim, one leader like Crystal, one leader like Kaylee every single year for 5 years. Wouldn't that be worth it? Like, what? Wouldn't that be worth it? You know what I mean? Like, Kim's sitting on an amazing triple diamond team now going for Prez. You know what I mean? And she said there's been some loss from members and things like that, but what matters really, right, is, I mean, not that anybody else doesn't matter, but like, are the people that are still here sticking with it and going, right? And the only reason why they are top leaders and the people that you are really like getting a lot of ahas from is because they've stuck it out. They've been through it, right? They've learned, they've grown, they're putting in the time. And that's exactly what you guys are doing. And you guys are going to inspire, like, obviously everybody on the Zoom has been in at different times and stuff like that. So everybody's going to be inspiring people and having ahas and doing like that all throughout your journey. You don't take what I said like you can't do those things until you've been in 5 years or something like that. But I just wanted to like use that as an example. And then honestly, you guys, like, I've never had a person or even really heard of a person that has worked this business. And I mean, worked it, like put in the work, hopped on the calls, went to the events, talked to the people, added the people, shared their story, been vulnerable, used the products, shared their own results, like, and has been like, meh, you know what? Not really my thing. So it's been great. These diamond paychecks, they've been real good, you know, but I've had some amazing friendships. I've grown a lot because I've been plugging in and doing personal development. I've changed my health with these products. You know, I've freed up my schedule. I've paid off debt, but you know what? I'm out. I'm good. No one does that, right? And so the only time that anybody has ever really like not been here still to do all these things is the people who weren't being repetitive, the people who weren't putting in that consistency, who weren't putting in the work, right? And so when you do that, when you take all the tips that Kaylee said and all the tips that Crystal said and everything else that Kim has said too, and you actually like do them and you're repetitive, like, I mean, that sounds kind of like very simple and like dumb of me saying, but like, that's it. Like Kaylee was saying, like, there is no like secret sauce. It's just doing the things and doing them over and over and over again. So let me look at my notes real quick one more time to make sure I didn't like forget anything. I don't know. I put on here like your why and stuff like that. That was a good one. I just talked to my team last night, and this doesn't necessarily really fit in. I guess, I mean, I kind of told you about this on Boxer last night or this afternoon, if I could talk, that I was like, man, I always coach people on like, do not give a crap on what people think, right? Don't give a crap on what people think, da 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 da. And then I found recently, like, I've been like not even realizing it, that I was like kind of letting what other people think get in the way of like what I needed to do for my business and my success and yada yada yada. And so you guys, like, I just had to like reconnect. That was it. Like, I just had to like reconnect to what my why is. And I like got clear on that, like reminded myself again. And even if you guys need to do something as simple as this, like, I just took a section of my why, like the part of my why that would, like, if I said it to someone or someone said it back to me and like questioned me on it, would like punch me in the face kind of thing. I wrote that part of my why in my planner. So I see that every single day. So when I even take a second and I'm reading it out loud to myself, like every single day. So if I even take a second to even question my repetitiveness, okay, like, or question, like, not question why I'm doing this, or like, you know, just like question something else or some negativity that I'm coming up against or whatever, like, no, like, it doesn't matter, right? Because I got my why and stuff like that. And then dang it, right when I was in the middle of saying that, I thought of something else I wanted to say, and then it left me before I could get it out. I don't remember. Just know that the biggest fruits of your labor come after the longest repetitiveness. That was like a mouthful, but I think that made sense. So that's pretty much all I got.
That was so good. I know you were like laughing at yourself the whole time, like he, but that was actually very, very good. All of it. Very, very good. And Karen was like, she meant to say mortar, brick and mortar. So I love that example of laying foundation though. When you see a house get built, I mean, every single time we go to family fair, I mean, you guys, there's so many examples, but every time the kids and I, or Joe, whatever, when we go to family fair, there's this house right on the way that's been being built all since winter. I mean, it's been being built, I don't even know, the past 6 months, long time. I mean, this house has been from the very bottom up, completely built. And every time we go by there, we're like, oh my gosh, more stuff's been done. Today we went by there and I was like, for the first time ever, I looked over and I'm like, that looks beautiful. Like, whoa, what came from that? It looks amazing. I mean, it looks like a house that I want to move in. And I thought to myself, wow, when you build something from the ground up, it doesn't look so pretty at first. It looks like a bunch of dirt and people in the way and porta potties. And you're like, okay, there's something being done. But when you watch it come to fruition, it's so beautiful. You have to be willing to stay around. Like we've been passing that house for the past 6 months. And you got to be willing to stick around for yourself, for your family, for your business, for your own why. You have to. And so that was really good. And, you know, so many of us think, and I've even done this, so many of us have been like, all right, if I just pray about it, it'll happen. If I just pray about it, it'll happen. If I just journal enough and do my daily dream journal, and if I just write down all the things and I go to church and I love God and I just pray about it, everything will come to life. No, he grants your blessings, but you've got to put in the work. You have to pray and then take action. Pray and then take action. You just do. You want God to bless you, but you're not willing to put your 2 feet out there and work for that. I mean, not that all blessings take work. Please do not think I'm saying he doesn't work miracles. Do not think I'm saying that. But you have to, if you want your business to go presidential, you have to pray about it and write about it and put it in your dream journal and do your journaling. And then when you get done doing that, when you're making your kid her 6th bowl of cereal because she's addicted to it, then you have to do the things. You got to take action behind it. He will give you the steps. He will give you the guidance. He will give you the strength through your journey. But you have to ask for that help specifically. You've got to tell him, this is where I want to go. And if it's your will, it'll be done. And just tell me what to do. Help me throughout this journey. Give me the strength. Give me the people. And I will do the work. You know, they said this at a conference once. This girl, she said it, and it was so good. She said, you know, you're literally praying for your next diamond. And God's putting those diamonds literally right next to you at the grocery stores and the bank and here and there, and you're just ignoring them. You're not even willing to ask. You're not even willing to blitz them or make a connection, although there they are. He's giving you the blessings you prayed for, but you're just ignoring them. You're just like, oh, I didn't even see them. I had no idea. Like, you have to be willing to pray about it and then actually take action and do the things. So, yes, you got to give him something to bless. That's a perfect way to put it. You create and he multiplies. So perfect. Because what I was saying sounded a little bit probably not right. So I love that. And so pray about it, but then take action, you guys. That's my point. Pray about it and then take action. And I love that Crystal talked about like parties and plugging in, because where we come from, I mean, it sounds like we're like 50 years old, but where we come from when we first started, we did vendor events and parties. There really wasn't, I mean, we added people to Facebook, but it wasn't as crazy as it is now. I mean, my posts are horrible. Even 2 years ago, my posts are not that good. And so I love getting back into my old roots and doing what works. You know, that's why I am very excited for the party on Tuesday, because I thrive on parties. I shine at parties. Like, people, I can build a 400 leg at a party. You know, I can literally, I love parties. So do what you know works. Yeah, it might be out of style to all these new 20-year-olds getting in the business. They're like, party, what? That's crazy. But to me, I know it works. I love doing it. And if it works, I'm going to do it. Because like Kenzie said, the same things apply to this business, which is filling out your steps of success. At the end of the day, you could read Eric Worre's Network Marketing Professional book from the 90s. He's saying the same things. He's just doing it differently because it's the 90s. There wasn't any social media, okay? You're doing the same things. Our goal every single month is to sign 4 new customers and 3 new distributors at least. How you do that is on you. I don't care if you do all vendor events like Tina Hadcliffe. Go look her up. She is in her 50s and like all she does is vendor events and parties. I don't care if you're doing that, or I don't care if you're Cheyenne Knox and you're just killing it on Instagram. Or maybe you're like me and you're doing just a little bit of both. You're on Facebook, Instagram, you're doing parties, you'll say yes to a vendor event, whatever. As long as you're able to make contact with people and share with them the business or the products, that's all we're paid to do, is to sign up people as a customer or a distributor. So I love that. That was all so good. And last but not least, before we hop off and get on the family call, once you stop, now write these down if you can or want, but these are things you should not be doing for your business. And I want you to write them down. And then if you're doing them, I want you to cross them off and make a vow to yourself that you'll stop today for the rest of your business. Like right now, you're like, okay, I'm doing that right now. And I'm never going to do that again. Because if I want my business to be successful, I should not be doing these things. So once you stop blaming others, complaining, signing people, but then not training them, you're just like, yay, I did it. Like I have people on my team, and especially in the past, that would sign people and want me, they just did it for a congratulatory, yay, she did it, but they didn't do anything with their team. And I'm like, then it doesn't matter. You're signing people, but you're not doing anything with them. So it doesn't matter. So once you stop blaming others, and if you can think of any others, Kenzie, Crystal, Kaylee, put them in the chat. But once you stop blaming others, complaining, signing people but not training them, not growing. What I mean by that is once you stop doing your personal development, but you're telling your team to do it, and once you stop managing, then you'll be successful. If you catch yourself in micromanagement mode, or not doing your own personal development, or you're signing people, but you're not really training them, you're just like, well, I signed them up, cool. Or you find yourself complaining. Maybe you're someone that's like, I just want to do this and I don't understand why it's not happening. Or maybe you're blaming others for the way your business is going. And I put that as number one because it's my number one pet peeve. When you blame other people for how your life is going, and that I'm talking about not it works. If anyone comes to me and I don't even know them and they're off the street and they're like, bro, oh my gosh, I can't even, because girl, I was doing this and I was doing that. And then I went to juvie and then I gained weight. And then I'm like, that's no one else's fault. You could change your life starting tomorrow, but that's up to you. No one else, your circumstance is not because of anyone else. Your life is yours. So I put that as number one because no one owes you anything in this business. No one. That girl who should have been your Ruby, but she didn't because she doesn't care as much as you do. Okay. Stop being salty about it. She doesn't want this business as much as you do. Find someone who does. Stop blaming other people for your paycheck. It's crazy. They don't owe you anything. They joined for them. They didn't join for you. They joined for them. And so once you take the focus off of that and you're being a salty, selfish female or male, then you're going to see that there's nothing really that comes from that. No good comes from that. And I treated my business like that in the very beginning. I thought everybody owed me diamond. I'm like, I need to go diamond. Harley, my sister, you need to work. You need to do this and you need to do that because I need to go diamond. And I was treating people like they owed me something. And no one starts this business for you. They start it for themselves and their own goals and their own money goal. You might have someone who joins your team who's literally like, girl, if I don't join, I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent. Like, I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent. That's deep. But you're treating them like they owe you a paycheck. They're not even going to keep going because you're not helping them achieve their goals. So stop blaming others, stop complaining, stop signing people and leaving them and not training them. Stop not growing your own mindset and stop managing. And I promise you, you stay the course, you ask God for strength in that journey that you're already on, instead of asking him for new tasks and new things and new this and new that, you're going to see success. You just have to stick to it. You have to keep doing the things and getting out of your comfort zone. So this was really, really good. I'm so glad we had Crystal, Kenzie, and Kaylee on here who have all been in over 5 years, and all of them are double diamond. The average double diamond makes about $4,500 a month. That's crazy. So can you imagine? There is nothing like seeing at least, $4,000 coming in your bank account and you're like, all my bills are paid, hair flip, and my groceries are bought, and I'm paying off some debt, and I bought a new TV stand for my house. Like, doing the things that you have on your dream board, and you're giving to your church, and you're able to you're living more abundantly the way that God wants you to. Not collecting all the things, but giving and paying your bills and helping and achieving your goals. It's exciting. So work until you can see that, because thoughts lead to feelings and feelings lead to action. So do the things. It's my favorite. I love journaling about it because it helps. So I am really excited to see you on Tuesday, Abigail and Heather. I'm so excited. Thank you guys for being on. Happy Sunday. Get on the family call now on Mark Pentecost Facebook page, and we will see you guys later. Thanks to Kenzie, Crystal, and Kaylee for hopping on. Bye, guys. Have a good night.